Good morning, lovelies. Dr. Lucy here. Look, I've actually got my hairs brushed. I'm feeling awesome. Do you ever have those days where you wake up and you just think, my cup is full, I am exactly where I need to be? I'm having one of those days today. I feel that I am exactly where I need to be. I think, when you just have this wonderful sort of epiphany about what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be. And I said to my husband last night as we were lying in bed, I just have this wonderful sense of contentment. And I think for a lot of the time, we actually just breeze over that. It's like, whatever, at least I'm not feeling miserable. So I am today just basking in that sense of contentment. And I really think that is part of the foundation of happiness and good health. The things that have led me to that are doing these lives. Like, I love them. I love doing them. I love sharing the information that I've come across. I love watching your reactions, and I love watching the little epiphanies that other people have. A lot of you may know me. My original business was called Epiphany Medical Weight Loss. I changed it to real life medicine when I formed a partnership with Mary, and it felt like the right thing to rebirth with a new partnership. But also, Epiphany, moderately hard to spell. Some people didn't know exactly what an epiphany was, and some people called it Epiphany. And I thought, I don't want to be the Epiphany doctor. So we became real life medicine, and one of our passions is being real. Now, today, Mary and I are off to a business retreat. Remember, we know nothing, bugger all about business. So we know a lot about doctoring, a lot about mindset, but nothing about business. And if we want to be able to continue spreading this message on the platforms that we own, we need to get smart. So the thing about this, right, is that we are going to learn from somebody else who knows more stuff than we do. We could be plowing through internet, watching webinars. There's a million free things. There is so much information out there. It's not information poverty that we have. It's information overwhelm. And I think that's one of the things that Mary and I bring, hopefully, for you guys to this, is we would love to be able to tell you, we have sifted through bazillions of hours of lectures, certainly medical school training, let's not sort of, that was 10 years of my life. But also, keeping up to date. We spend a lot of time learning this stuff so that you don't have to be fossicking through. So one of the things I'm going to say to you, and sort of to link this into our my topic for the week, which has been insulin, one of my lovely, lovely pillars. I'm going to say that insulin is one of the major players in our health, but it is not the only player. Just like cholesterol is not the only player in heart disease, but somehow it has become not just the major player, but the only player, and it's not helpful. So, what is it? Whenever I get on a live, somebody sends me a little message and then it just distracts me. It's right there. I've got to change my settings. So the other things to bear in mind, my loves, okay? And this is why we do hark back to real food. The processing of food changes its structure. I'm going to give you an example here. So fructose is something I haven't even mentioned this week. Fructose is a type of sugar, and it actually has no effect on insulin. Zero, nada, zip. Weird, hey? So what it does though, fructose, we can't use fructose in its form as fructose. It has to get converted to fat before we can use it. Okay, so whenever you have fructose, so fructose is found in obviously fruits and vegetables. Whenever you have fructose, it is basically some fat that you will be using. Now again, if your woodshed is shut because of the insulin levels, then that fructose just goes straight into the woodshed, okay? Because we can only use so much at a time, right? So this is the thing with our body. It has to be able to store stuff. It doesn't, it doesn't just use it all. It has to store it somewhere. Woodshed. When the woodshed, remember, is our metaphorical fat stores, but also organs. Okay, and this is the whole basis behind fatty liver. Now, what happens, right, and what has happened, and the reason we're pretty strong on fruit drinks, what are they called? Fruit juices and smoothies, because what they allow your body to do is ingest massive amount of fructose really quickly, and therefore not be able to use it adequately. When you eat an apple, right, you eat the apple, there's some fiber, there's some chewing, there's a bit of energy. All of the energy needed to digest. Energy is calories. Calories are a unit of energy. So we use energy to digest fruit. When we eat fruit juice, much less energy and much more fruit. Okay, you think about it. You can pack in a bucket load of fruit and veggies into a smoothie and just wolf it all down. We're not meant to drink our food. So somebody just put a little message there. Is it normal to have higher cholesterol on keto? I will do a little tip of the hat to that. And the answer is sometimes. For some people, yes. For a lot of people, no. The thing that happens though is that when we are losing a lot of weight, which is the plan, fat, which is what weight is, okay, we don't want to lose muscle and bone. So when we talk about losing weight, we really should be calling it losing fat. When you are losing fat, basically the only way to lose the fat is to use it. So when you are using your fat, it has to be distributed around your body. And the way that is done is on the LDL. So the low density lipoprotein carries your fat around. So the more fat you are burning, the bigger that number will be. So my thoughts are always, if you are losing weight and your insulin is low and your LDL goes up for a particular amount of time, then that's okay. Again, the thing is, when we just talk about simple cholesterol, people go, my cholesterol's 7, what should I do? It's not enough information to make a decision. Okay, it is one little factor. One little factor. Insulin is another factor. How much fructose you eat is another factor. How much, do you smoke? That's another factor. Is your blood pressure under control? That's another factor. We need to be actually looking at all of these factors as a measure of good health, not focusing entirely on one. Now, the reason we focus on insulin, and it's not just our whole insulin. Melissa, wonderful question. What is a good healthy insulin level? Fasting insulin, okay, your fasting insulin should be under 12. Now, insulin's a pulsatile hormone, which means it shoots out. So when we take a blood level, we don't actually know, are we measuring it at the start of the shoot or the end of the shoot? So ideally under 12. My love is, around about 6 or 7. Then I'm going, excellent. That is a measure of good health. Because if I got 12, say, I don't know, is that the end of the pulse? Is that the highest that person is? Or is 12 the start of it? And actually they go up to 30. The thing I want people to know is that the reference ranges that are used in a lot of the labs are not what we call ideal ranges. The references, they are the ranges that the majority of our population have. So I know at a lot of the labs, they use 7. One of the labs uses 17 as the upper limit. One of them uses 25. I'm not at all happy if I had a fasting insulin of 25, I would be pretty concerned about that. So the lower, the better. So my loves, I guess I'm wrapping it up because I've got to go and pick Mary up. She's coming across on the ferry and, as I said, we're off to learn stuff. We need to learn stuff. And I'm just going to say again, when we're learning, and for people that are learning about all of this, it feels overwhelming at times. Same with us. We're learning a whole new language. It's not our language. We're learning it. And there are times where both Mary and I go, oh my God, what are we doing? Are we doing, how do we balance books, all that sort of stuff? It takes time, and that's okay. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable when you're not completely all over everything. You're learning. And when we learn, we grow. So we grow our mind, not our body. So my loves, have a wonderful day. Insulin is important. The last 4 talks this week, if you want to go back and have a look at them, are all on insulin's ongoing effects and the flow-on effects to parts of our body. I am turning this into a blog for those of you who want to read about it, and we will let you know when that's available. And I guess if you like hearing us yak on, we have a podcast, Real Health and Weight Loss. Just Google it in any of your podcast settings. It's on all of them. Real Health and Weight Loss. It is Mary and I having a little chat. We have a good laugh. We, what did somebody call it? Infotainment or edutainment. Edutainment. I like that. So maybe we're edutainers. See you next week or the week after, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye, loves.